All right, we are live. All right, welcome everybody to our August corporate board meeting. We will call ourselves to order at 5:03. And I will do a roll call attendance. Dr. Windsor, present. Mrs. Mendonça.
Here.
Miss Garrison.
Present.
Dr. Tejan.
Present.
Dr. Pena.
Here.
And Mrs. Baker.
Present.
Absent is Mrs. Schmaltz and Mrs. O'Neill. We have a quorum. Item 2, just to bring to our attention that Mrs. McNeill emailed me, and then I called her about her resignation. She loves being on the board and she loved the service. She loves Paideia. Everything, just events in her personal life have made it to where she just felt like she needed to focus a little bit more at home and on some other issues that I think her as some extended family things she needs to do. So we wish her our love and deep gratitude for serving on the board. All right, item 3, discussion. Oh, I want to introduce Mr. Fernandes. You introduce yourself as a guest, please.
Sure. My name is Dane Fernandes. I'm a partner with the law firm of Kutak Rock, and we are serving as both Paideia's counsel and bond counsel for the project to add additions at the Baseline campus.
Thank you for being here. I believe Dane was on the 2019, same capacity, right?
Same capacity. We were also on the 2015, but just as bond counsel.
Ah, okay, it's good to see you again, at least your picture. All right, let me share my screen. All right, these are the minutes from July.
I apologize. What date was the packet sent? I was just trying to.
The packet for today.
Yes.
I just attached those to the meeting notice last week.
Okay.
So whenever you get an update on the meeting notice, it should say update. That's whenever I attach a new document to it. You didn't know that. Right? Did you not know that, Ms. Baker?
Well, I kind of do, but I just don't see it for some reason, but that's okay.
Oh, okay.
I will catch up.
I know I'm scrolling fast. Any discussion on the minutes from our July corporate meeting? Oops. If not, I would entertain a motion to approve the corporate board meeting minutes.
This is Ben, so moved.
A second,
I'll second.
all in favor, signify with a yes.
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 Any opposed by a nay? Hearing none, the motion passes unanimously for the board minutes. Item 4 is the call to the public. I received no emails and I received no forms through our Google form drive document. We'll move on with item number 5, the executive director report. Let me make sure this is where I usually mess up. All right, is it there and the right one? Or is it showing my note side?
That's right. Looks good.
Looks good.
Okay. Executive Director report for August 29th. Our enrollment report, we had budgeted, our base enrollment goal was 912 when we first made the budget. Our current enrollment is 822, which means we have a goal shortfall of 90 students, which translates into a budget of approximately $720,000 budget shortfall. In our budget meetings, we have mitigated that with, we didn't need to hire as many teachers, and some of the programs we didn't need with that few students. I'll also tell you of another thing we did. We in the staffing, I'll review that. Right now in Kinder 82, our capacity is 100. You can see as we go down, there's the open capacity. Definitely have some room in 2nd grade with the whole class full. 5th grade, whole class, open capacity. That's if we get to our max. 9th grade, I think Mrs. Mendoza said there's another student starting tomorrow.
One 8th grader and one 9th grader tomorrow.
Yeah, so these go up, and as Beth mentioned earlier today with me, we'll get 2 and lose 1, and it's just kind of the pattern and the rhythm that happens during this time of the year. As a result of this, I've really focused more on marketing and family relationships management. As losing some of the families that we held so dearly, I realized maybe I'm not doing a good job with helping to communicate the Paideia and the power of Paideia. So what I did was I did some research about customer relationship management, and I found several different companies. Most of them looked like they were geared towards dentists or realtors or other types of businesses. Finally, I landed on one called Schoolment. Schoolment is designed specifically as a family relationship management for schools. There's 2 pieces. One is called Schoolment Connect, that takes a family from first interest, when they very first even say, hey, I'm interested in learning more. And it takes them all the way through to the enrollments part. And then Schoolment Enroll, another thing that I discovered looking through the data and really digging deep through the summer on what happened in August, is that there were many students that we missed because our enrollment process was too complicated. So I tried to use DocuSign for our enrollment process, but still that was just a little bit too complicated and unsure. So what I wanted was something that had customer service all the way through, from the first moment somebody is interested through the first day of school. So I do have tell me if this pops up, or if I need to share my screen a different way. Did a video pop up at all?
No.
Okay. Let me stop sharing this. Start sharing. Start sharing this. Okay, do we now have a video?
Yes.
Okay, this is Schoolment Connect.
Track, manage, and grow family connections with a family relationship management platform built just for K-12 education. Meet Schoolment Connect. Designed to make gathering information easy, Connect helps you grow your enrollment by nurturing each family's interest and engagement in your school. From student inquiries to school events such as school tours, student orientation, or back to school night, Connect centralizes enrollment activities and makes operations more efficient and fiscally sound. Send personalized emails to prospective and current families to nurture them throughout their enrollment journey. Manage attendance for school tours and other high-traffic events. Connect enables your staff to easily check in attendees and gather event information. Discover how families learn about your school as well as what affects their enrollment decisions. See demographic and geographic data and other important indicators that will help you guide your enrollment strategy. With Connect's data-driven insights, you are equipped with a modern standard of K-12 communication. Are you ready to get more connected with your families? Visit schoolment.com/schoolmentconnect.
So we're launching the School Connect this next week. And what I like about this, what drew me is it's very much it's a sales funnel process to funnel them through and stay in a relationship type of a building mode. All right, tell me, I think next one. Okay, stop sharing. Any questions on that before I move forward?
I have a quick question.
Go for it.
Oh, ballpark, how many, call it families, do you have to manage? Like how many people are like in this funnel somewhere or another? How many interested people?
That's a great question. We have a retention rate of 80% of the kids that come back every year. So that means out of 100, let's say first graders, the next year I might need 20. Does that make sense? Did I answer it, or
it does. I guess I'm talking about families that are not enrolled or haven't enrolled that just maybe express interest. So I guess this platform is going to manage engagement with current students, but I imagine it would engage with.
I see. No, this wouldn't engage in current ones. This would be students who we have a company called Enroll Hand who does a lot of our social media marketing. So when somebody contacts us back through that, it was just on this Google spreadsheet, and I was expected to go in and make a call and figure out who that person was and why they called us, and it was just very clunky. So all these new people, and as I went through that spreadsheet, I counted 50 people who I missed, and so that other company said, well, we'll call them. And so right now I'm saying, don't call any more of my people, so this now, the interested people will go in and they'll actually fill out a form to do a tour and have somebody contact them. So whether it be me contacting them, or I'm going to train up one of our staff members, Italy Alanis, who is very joyful and pleasant and wonderful. And so she'll be able to contact as well. So I hope it's a lot of people, because, you got to start with this big old funnel of people, get them to come to a tour them around, and then get them to enroll in that marketing thing.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Okay, let's go to Schoolment Enroll. Let's see if I thought there was a video on this one. There is. So share my screen again. All right, do you see Schoolment enroll?
Yes.
Meet Schoolment Enroll, a best-in-class enrollment solution built to grow alongside you. It's modern, robust, and capable of supporting all your enrollment needs, including application management, student registration, re-enrollment, district transfers, and lottery placement. The Enroll platform can do all of this because it's both highly customizable and easily configurable, allowing for greater control over the entire enrollment process. With the help of a user-friendly interface, administrators can quickly build custom enrollment processes, track application status, communicate with families, and manage student placement. In a matter of minutes, a single administrator can do the work of a full enrollment team. Enroll also provides an improved user experience for families and students. Equipped with features like smartphone technology, multilingual support, and a mobile-friendly interface, Enroll's online dashboard lets families upload documents securely, track registration easily, and update multiple applications with just a single click. It's never been easier to enroll K-12 schools. With Schoolment Enroll, you have the power to do more than just manage enrollment. You have the power to increase it. Ready to upgrade your enrollment process? Visit schoolmint.com/schoolmentenroll.
So another thing is stop. So another thing that Beth and Victoria and I discovered through our enrollment process was that we also miss a lot of families to re-enroll in February. And this will help push that out to it's time for re-enrollment and help them on a digital format just to easily just fill that out, send it in, and we're not pushing papers out constantly, trying to get people to do the paper thing and make that a lot easier. We also discovered that one of the pinch points of our enrollment process is just getting the documents, the birth certificate and the immunization, all those documents in. And the demo that I watched of this, and I've been in several meetings with them, is they just use their camera on their phone to take a picture of their birth certificate or whatever, and it automatically securely uploads. And then through school, another problem that we had that I'm trying to solve is taking all of our enrollment information, and then we've got to hand upload that into Tyler. And that just introduces time, errors, so this Schoolment will upload into an interface with our SIS, Student Information Systems platform, and just upload it all to that. So now I'm getting rid of some errors, I'm saving time and increasing our customer service with that. So actually no discussion because this is just my presentation. What's my next thing here? All right, staffing. I have to share my screen again. I think it was that one. All right, am I back on?
Yes.
No, behind that. All right, staffing and leadership. One of the things we did, so we're down in students, is we eliminated the dean of students position, and that saved us some money. And we're down in so many students, so it's not really a high need spot. So with the principal, we will offer a lot of support. I've been supporting, Victoria's been supporting, the coaches have been supporting our new principal. In instructions, we're fully staffed, including 15, I counted 15, I feel like it was more, cultural exchange teachers from the Philippines who are absolutely wonderful and marvelous. In interventionists, we had a grant meeting this morning and we have money for 3 more of them through our grants. So we have 5, right, Beth?
I have 5 right now.
And we want to get to 8 interventionists. In support staff, one of our pinch points is playground coaches, just keeping them, finding them, keeping them. They get out there and it's hot and they don't show up after a couple of days sometimes. So I'm working with our principal to understand how do we love up on them a little bit more and support them and make sure that they stay around. So that's just one of our pain points. PLA construction design progress. I promised I'd give you this before. We are on track as of right now to finish mid-July. I'm very happy about that. And we just got to keep on pushing forward with what we're doing. This is the blueprint design for the outside. This is the west view on the west side of our building. This is the south view from back. From all of this along here is where all the picnic benches are, where they eat. And then it extends all the way over here. Down here is the front view, or the north view of the front of the campus. And of course, this line right here is where we exist right now. And then this is the new build along here. Another view of it, in the front here, all of these fences will have vines going up through them, and a naturescape, much like we have over at the elementary campus. This right here is a water, my mind is blank. It is going to capture all of the air conditioning condensate and the monsoon runoff from this part of the building. I'm being told that I can't capture the rest of it. I hate being told no, so I'm pushing and pushing and pushing to see if I can capture the air conditioning condensate from all there and fill up this water harvesting barrel. I don't know the gallon size of that yet. I'm pushing to get as big. This will also then gravity feed all of the desert scape outside here and provide some science and math and stuff for the students. Along all here is the new desert scape basketball area. This is the downstairs. This is the first floor. So we have a PE health workout room that is about the size of room he's in, about 800 square feet. It's got a roll-up garage door so that he can move out some of his exercise equipment will be out on the patio. This is the arts lab, which will also feature a kiln and different, higher end and things for our high school students to be able to experience. ELA and humanities classrooms right here, restrooms, and outside stairs. This is the second floor. All of these this is a large science space. It has a portable wall here and a portable wall there. That way we can have lecture series going on at the same time as labs going on, or we can open up these doors. This is the bio section, the chem section. I think there's more science than that. But we can also open up these doors for larger displays and larger projects that would happen there. This is, I squeezed down as far as I could and pixelated out. But this is the naturescape that we've designed. It'll have lots of trees and spaces for them to sit under. Also, it was going to be a paver path, but that cost way too much. I had to find some money somewhere. So now it'll be a cement designed path through here for those who are in wheelchairs or need that support. Right here is a center cultural space with it'll be a large tree, an oak tree, and a sitting space around the oak tree for a cultural gathering space. Back through here will be benches and different things for sitting under trees, some raised bed gardens, and then a half court for volleyball and a half court for basketball. And then down here will continue to be the grassy space. Over here, where I don't know if in your mind you can remember where the preschool playground, preschool play equipment is. Right now I'm searching for a grant with our grant writer to build a state-of-the-art greenhouse over there to supplement what we have going on at the elementary school, so they can learn about the gardening over there and come over here and extend their knowledge with a greenhouse. So current versus original, we had a little shocker, Joel and I, as we reviewed the budget with them again. Originally, back in April, when y'all spoke with us before, the total cost of the build was $3.2 million. From March till the other week, it elevated up to $3.8 million because of increase of materials, increase of labor costs. So as we gathered together with the executive team and our counselors, we learned that charter schools and others are going through the same problem, nationwide, and we could hesitate. And with others who have hesitated, this has doubled in size, plus interest rates are going on. So we decided to press forward. And one of the reasons Dane's on the line with us today. I wanted to just quickly go through our financial review with you. Last year, we hit a debt service coverage ratio of 1.41. We need to have a 1.1 to satisfy our charter obligations. And we are at 2.29 in 2021, but we did also have the PPP forgiveness loan during that year. The school also achieved a debt days cash on hand of 236 days, 237 days. We're obligated to have 45 days cash on hand in FY22 compared to 302 in FY21. We had more expenses in 2022, a little decrease in cash, but we're still happy with, 236 days cash on hand is pretty healthy. Our net income projection for this fiscal year is $555,000. And remember, our fiduciary responsibility, our dashboard is three things: our debt service coverage ratio, days cash on hand, and net income. And we make those beautiful. We always are strong in those areas. The current budget for FY23 assumes an enrollment of 867. We're at 809. That means 809, and we're above that right now. So I'm very confident in where we're going, what's going to happen. Our FY23 operating budget this is Joel's writing, has been revised to account for projected decreases in local revenues, decrease in expenses in certain areas, both as a result of enrollment over originally projected levels. I added this, so I want to let you know that I'm working on what's called the employee retention credit, and that could, I won't say, I don't know how much it's going to be, but it'll be many, many, many thousands of dollars, and that'll be very helpful to our budget. This is the last page of what Joel sent off to us, but it shows our coverage ratio for the bond obligations that we have. And we meet those obligations very well. Days cash on hand. So in 2023, you see it's going to be we are projecting at 252 days cash on hand. So always very healthy on that. I wanted to go through our 5-year projection report, mainly because that'll help us have a vision of, as we build this new facility, what it's going to look like. Did a spreadsheet pop up by any chance? No. Okay, let me share again. All right, now did a spreadsheet pop up?
Yes.
Yes, very good. All right, I'll try to do my best without Joel here. So as you can see, in 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, we're projecting our average daily membership to increase, but we're not getting as aggressive in our plan as we had before. So this year, 809, go up to 905. We're being very conservative in our projected growth. So you can see that our net ordinary income is healthy as we go along. And that's inside of, I put that inside of your packet as well for you to look at. Wait. Oh, thank you. That's the end. All right, now I want to introduce you on item number 6. We have Dane Fernandes from Kutak Rock. He's been a trusted advisor for us since 2015, but 2019 is when I first met Dane and his group, and he guided us well, along with Paula Permenter and now Choice Advisors. So Dane, present to us. I have both resolutions available for review if you want me to pop them up.
Sure. The first one is probably the more important resolution. So Paideia was presented with an offer from a bank here, MBH Bank, to do a direct loan to accommodate Paideia and its ability to participate in tax-exempt financings. Rather than it being a direct loan, we are looking to have the Industrial Development Authority of the City of Sierra Vista issue tax-exempt obligations, which will then, the proceeds of which will be loaned to Paideia, and the obligations themselves will be purchased by the bank, which will lower the overall borrowing cost to Paideia. For those of you who have been around since the 2019 financing, you might note that we are going through a different issuer this time. The political situation down in Pima County, namely the Board of Supervisors, which now includes the former head of the Tucson Unified City School District, is not very charter friendly, unfortunately, and so they were unwilling to issue the obligation. So we've gone to a different issuer, but other than that fact, nothing will change for Paideia. All of the same covenants, all of the same responsibilities, all the same obligations. The obligations being issued here and those that have been issued in the past have all the same security, and a parity lien on all of the revenues that Paideia is pledging and property that Paideia is pledging. So we switched issuers solely because of political reasons and nothing having to do with the school. So the first resolution is for the board to authorize the transaction and its parameters, which is bonds not exceeding $7 million. Dr. Windsor obviously showed you what the construction budget is. We are far south of $7 million, but just to prevent having to go back to any of the issuers, we authorize a larger than expected amount. And then approving the ability to enter into all of the various documents and certificates that are required in order to close this type of loan transaction, and also, and authorizing individuals known as here authorized representatives inside this resolution who will be able to sign, so that the board doesn't have to meet and give any further approvals. So Dr. Windsor, who has signed on behalf of the board, is listed here as the authorized representative, and that's really the gist of this resolution is to give general authority to Dr. Windsor to execute the documents as they become available. And the current plan is still to close on September 9th, even though I don't believe, Dr. Windsor, you have plans to use construction proceeds until closer to December of this year, right?
Right.
So the bank has been gracious enough to actually provide funds when needed. So Paideia will not be paying interest on the entire principal amount. It will only be paying interest as it is advanced by the bank. And so that helps, that allows you to access a market that, as Dr. Windsor mentioned, is increasing. Interest rates are increasing at a time, and lock in an interest rate, but yet not be penalized by having the money and not using it, and and paying interest on it. So you kind of are getting the best of both worlds with this bank loan.
Any questions on that, Ben?
Can I
or-
ask a quick question? I'm
Okay,
trying to be
great.
a fast study. Just 20 seconds on the role of an issuer and why you need that at all.
Sure. That's an excellent question. I always forget because I do this every day, that people aren't used to that. So the IRS and the federal government established a program back in the 1950s to allow governmental entities to issue obligations, and the interest paid to the investors was not taxable. So the investors would not have to pay taxes on the interest they received. And so by and large, the interest rates were less than what they would pay if they were taking a corporate obligation or some other investment where they would have to pay taxes. That program, which was restricted to just governments, cities, towns, counties, school districts, was expanded to allow quasi-governmental and certain private entities to access the same markets. But in order to do that, the bonds had to be issued by a governmental entity. So these conduit issuers were established, and in Arizona, the most frequent of those are the industrial development authorities, who have the authority to issue bonds that will be tax exempt and then lend the proceeds to entities like Paideia. They are pure conduits. So once they issue the bonds, they kind of fade away, and the transaction runs directly between Paideia as the borrower, and in this case, the bank, who is the purchaser and really the true lender of the proceeds back to Paideia. So it's an IRS kind of requirement that we create this kind of fictional transaction with this governmental issuer, even though they're not really involved. It's so that the interest will be tax exempt to the ultimate borrowers and lower the borrowing cost to borrowers like Paideia.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
Anything from you, Dr. Tejan? Oh, we get some great questions from you.
I don't think so. I mean, do we need to look at the bank loan documents?
So the bank did not provide traditional lending documents. We are using the bond documents that are almost identical to what was done in 2015 and then supplemented in 2019. They are with a different issuer, obviously, but the bank has agreed to forego their standard type of lending documents and let us use the traditional bond documents that Paideia already has entered into. And so we've made nearly no changes from what is already in place, obviously, other than maturity, interest rate, things of that nature. But the covenants and the responsibilities are the same.
The end in mind, the hope is that in I think three years that we can then finance the whole Paideia package, everything, put all three of these bonds into one bond in 3 years, right, Dane?
Interest rates cooperating, yes, that was
that's the idea. We'll see what happens. If there's no other discussion, is this a motion? I have one more question. At our April board meeting, I believe it was, we passed a resolution that said no more than $4 million. Does this override that? Is this going to be 4.5? What do we do with that?
This was to match what the issuer adopted, but Dr. Windsor, nobody is anticipating issuing that much. So yes, it will override the amount that you provided, but the same parameters are in place. I saw your increase in the project costs. I assume that you've talked to Paula and Martha, and we are still within the 4.5, that we're not going to exceed that.
Yeah, our original one was 4.0 million. Right, Ben?
Yeah, but I don't know if that, I mean, the resolutions are not in conflict. I do think if we need to increase the project cost, we would want to pass another resolution modifying the April resolution. But
Would we need to do that, Dane, you think, or would this just like?
No, this will automatically increase the amount that you are authorized to borrow.
Oh, I see. Okay.
4 million with your increased project budget. I've not seen the most recent numbers run. Martha hasn't provided to me, but it doesn't seem like you have an awful lot of room if you were sticking at 4 million. I think you need more flexibility than that. So again, the 7 million will more than accomplish that, but it doesn't mean that you're going to borrow 7 million.
Got it.
Right.
Okay, is this a motion to accept this resolution?
Yes.
Yeah, we would do that, although I think since we're still discussing it,
Right.
and I just looked at the language of the other resolution. I wonder if we should discuss both before passing them since they're related.
Let me get the other one.
That makes sense.
Sure, that's fine. The second resolution is.
Let me pull it up real quick. Is it reimbursement resolution?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay.
So this resolution is to meet a very specific tax rule referenced there under section 1.1502 of the Treasury regulations. And that is that the IRS will allow entities like Paideia that are designated as 501c3 corporations to adopt resolutions that allow them to spend proceeds before the bonds are issued and then use proceeds to reimburse them if they did that. Now, Dr. Windsor, I think you said that you don't anticipate any reimbursements in this project, so this is more just safety's sake in case that was necessary. But this is just a very, very specific IRS rule, and this resolution complies with that, with the requirements under that Treasury rule.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, so Dr. Tejan, I got a drawdown table timeline from Johnson Carlier, and I believe our first payment for this project is January. And so all of this would be fully done, but I can see that if there was something that this would be a stopgap, I suppose.
And there are certain things that are outside of these rules that you can be reimbursed for. So preliminary expenditures, if you pay your architects or you pay deposits, and those fit outside of these rules and you can reimburse those without the resolution. This is for kind of once shovel hits dirt type of cost. That's what this protects you for.
Okay.
Okay.
So she puts those back up.
So I think they are. We would treat them as two separate resolutions, Dr. Windsor, each with a motion and a vote separate from one another, just for checking the boxes.
Okay. So I entertain a. I gotta make sure I got the right one up. Get this back. Entertain a motion to accept the resolution of the Board of Directors of Paideia Academies, Inc., authorizing for project and I don't know, word this, Ben.
I'm trying to write that down so somebody can word it for us.
I just closed this document on accident. Give me a second here.
Accept the resolution authorizing for project and obligation transaction.
Yeah, so I move to adopt the authorizing resolution for project and obligation transaction
Adopt the authorizing resolution
for project and obligation transaction.
So, motion.
As presented.
Get a second for that?
Jerry Baker, I second.
Okay, Zuri, thank you. I'm gonna go through a roll call vote. Dr. Windsor, yes. Dr. Tejan,
Yes.
Mrs. Baker,
Yes.
Miss Garrison,
yes.
Dr. Pena,
Yes.
Mrs. Mendonça.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It appears that the motion passed unanimous. Thank you. And we go on to the next one. It's called reimbursement.
I think we can probably shorten it. I'd move to adopt the resolution expressing official intent of reimbursement. As presented.
Here a second.
I'll second.
Okay, and the roll call. Dr. Windsor, yes. Dr. Tejan,
Yes.
Mrs. Baker,
Yes.
thank you. Miss Garrison,
Yes.
Dr. Pena,
Yes.
and Mrs. Mendonça.
Yes.
Here's that the passed unanimous. Thank you. Okay, thank you,
Great.
Dane, so much for being here to guide us through this. I appreciate it. It always is so, I mean, I just have to take my hat off to you and all that team that is so, you know, I just have a comfort of trust with you specifically, and Paula and that whole team that's guiding us through this. It's very comforting. So thank you.
Thank you. It's very nice of you to say.
Thank you, Dane.
That's almost good. I'll email you later. I was gonna say something. I'll email you later. All right, so the last item on our agenda is we have our annual corporate board meeting coming up in October. So I just want to notify you, get it on your calendar, from 5 o'clock to 6:30. We will have it in person at the Baseline Conference Room downstairs in the corner. So
What day is that?
notified. The date is October 24th, 5 to 6:30 in the evening. That is a Monday. We'll have it here. And the usual stuff. I entertain a motion to adjourn. It's under an hour, Mrs. Mendonça. We did it.
This has been so moved.
Well, are we meeting in September or are we, since we're meeting in?
Yeah. We probably should meet in September, so I got some more things to do. Thank you so much. September would normally be on the 19th. The 3rd was normally when we do this meeting. Does that work for every person?
That works for me.
Yep.
Okay.
That works for me.
19. I will prepare that. And Mrs. Baker, is there a better way for me to clear a path and get you the materials?
Well, I don't know. It could be user error. I just can't seem to find it for this time. I have looked
When
for
you
them.
click on the meeting notice, does it show a bunch of documents on there?
It does.
Okay, I'm glad to know that.
But Miss Baker, on mine, it doesn't show them, but it'll say, there's an arrow and it'll say to click it, and then it'll show all the attachments. They don't automatically appear. No, you don't even have the arrow?
Okay. One thing I can do is, if everybody wants to play in this other way, I can create a shared folder, a OneDrive folder, and I could put the documents there and just notify you that those documents are there with the date and a folder. Would that work for everyone to do that?
I am good with that. I'm good
Sure.
with email. I'm flexible. I just something I don't know. I don't know what happened with the Zoom update, calendar update business. That just didn't work out, but
That might be helpful anyway, Dr. Windsor, so that we can easily reference those materials.
Yeah, okay. I'll make the OneDrive. Now remember, it's just for you to look. It's not for you to say anything in there. You know, you can't talk in there.
Edit.
It's just like, look, don't talk or type anything, all right? Okay, I think I heard Ben Tejan make a motion to adjourn. And I think I heard Dr. Pena say a second. Did I hear you say that?
I'll second.
All right. All in favor of adjourning? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hallelujah. Thank you so much. We'll see you again. Thank you, Dane.